Willie D Live.
It's Willie D, y'all, back with another episode of information and instructions to help you navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. In the studio, Tony Rock.
What's up, brother?
What's up, King?
What's good? I like that. Information and instructions. I like
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, because, you know, when you have this kind of time, you want to take advantage of it.
Absolutely, as you
You
should.
don't want to just be on there talking about anything,
Right.
you know. And somebody with your type of knowledge, man, I know you're going to drop it. I
Oh,
know
thank you
finna
very
bring
much,
it.
brother.
Yeah, man, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Bed-Stuy.
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. What was it, 9 of y'all?
It depended on what time of the year it was, because there was somebody going away and somebody coming home, and you know there was people staying at the house sometimes, and my mother would take in cousins and raise other people's kids, so it was a packed house at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your mom birthed 9.
7 kids.
It was mom birthed 7
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Wow, and you're the middle kid.
A middle boy. Yeah.
Yeah, like me. Yeah, we got that. Your dad was a truck driver,
Yes.
and your mom was an educator.
My dad was a truck driver. My father worked 2 full-time jobs my entire childhood. My father worked 80 hours a week. I remember him coming home from work, eating a sandwich, taking a quick nap, and going to work. My mother was a teacher. She taught at the school I went to. And then, she just got busy with the kids and stopped working. And Dad was just like, I'll hold it down.
So your mom was the disciplinary?
I'd say both my parents were. My father was the more ferocious disciplinarian,
Yeah.
but my mother was as well.
Your mother.
Dad was ass whippings. Mother was spankings.
So your mom. Okay, so your daddy was really the disciplinarian that y'all feared the most.
Yeah. You're supposed to fear your father, right?
Right, that's true.
You're supposed to fear your dad.
You know what? Let me back up. I don't think.
Well, in a 2-parent household.
I don't think you should fear your parents at all. Actually.
No, a healthy fear is normal. A healthy fear of like not wanting to disappoint. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I think Mike Tyson said
That's
that before.
good. That's healthy. Yeah.
Every young man should have an older man in his life that he fears disappointing.
Yeah.
That's who your father is supposed to be.
Right.
So fear, not scared, here comes daddy, but
Right.
scared like, damn, I don't want to take these bad grades home to dad.
Yeah.
I don't want to, and not have a good performance at practice because
That's right.
He's working hard to provide all this stuff for us. He's working hard to, put a roof over our head and food on the table. Let me at least show my appreciation by being a good student and being attentive in school and working hard in practice. And, because that's the payback because you don't have any money. So your collateral is I'll pay you back with my effort in being your child.
This is good shit, man. See, that's why I wanted to talk to you, man. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it, man.
I tell people all the time, I conduct myself like my father's a truck driver and my mother's as a teacher. I'm not Hollywood. I'm not bougie. I'm not on some like, hey, we'll do lunch. I'm a truck driver's son and a teacher's son.
Yeah. Did you play sports growing up?
I played everything, bro.
Yeah?
I played everything.
What was you best at? Best,
probably football. I really thought I was going to the Steelers when I was younger. I really thought the Steelers were going to come and get me at some point.
The Steelers still
That's
your
my team to this day.
That's my team.
To this day.
That's my team. I had to go with the home team in the playoffs, Houston, but, the Steelers, that's my team,
That's
man.
my team, but for life. That's my team forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing, man. The steel curtain.
Love it. Big fan. Fan.
Now, what position did you play in?
I played quarterback and I played cornerback.
Yeah, okay.
I could throw a football a country mile.
You can still throw the football?
Oh, well, you got to let me warm my arm up now, but I got some zip.
Yeah?
Yeah. And see, it was like you said, being the middle child, you're inspired by your older brothers. So my oldest brother played basketball and he boxed. So I wanted to play basketball and box so I could be around him. I wanted him to want me around, Chris played baseball, really, really good baseball player. My father even wrote in his yearbook one year, I'll be there when you pitch your first no-hitter. Huh. That's how good he was at baseball. That good? He was really, really good. So I played baseball because I wanted to be able to hang out with my brother Chris.
Yeah.
And then my brother Andre played football. He was really, really good. Played semi-pro, but he was working hard. Andre was about his money. So he was like, I'm not trying to take this shit too serious. I'm trying to get paid. But I think he could have had a career in NFL.
Now, when you pursued comedy, was that because of Chris also?
In a sense, yes. But before him was Richard Pryor.
Okay.
So I would listen to Richard Pryor albums, my parents had every album. My parents had all the Bill Cosby, all the Richard Pryor, all the Dick Gregory, all the Moms May Bleed. They had Red Fox, and I would just listen. And
okay, good.
I would go to school
Yeah.
and tell their jokes.
Yeah, I did too.
And then my like I said, my mother was a teacher at the school I went to. So
Yeah.
teachers would tell my mother, hey, he's in
Yeah.
class doing Richard Pryor.
Right.
So she was like, you can't listen to these albums. These are for adults. And this guy gets paid to do this. You don't get paid to do this. And then I saw Richard Pryor on TV, and it was like, oh, that's the guy from The Record.
Yeah.
And then I saw Richard Pryor on the big screen in a movie, and I'm like, wait, this guy does movies, TV, and he does records. So Richard Pryor was a god to me.
Right.
It was like, he does all this stuff. And then years later, Eddie came along, and Eddie was the guy that was cool and young and dressed like I wish I could dress if I had money. So then it was, Eddie Murphy was the guy in the house. But then when my brother started doing stand-up, it was the guy in the next room is doing it.
Now you know it's possible.
Right. I didn't know Richard Pryor. I didn't know Eddie. But I know this nigga.
Yeah.
We just had the same dinner. We have the same parents. If he can do it, I can do it. So he made it real. He made it like I can touch it and I can really do it. And then he was the guy that championed me. A lot of people, you've seen him in interviews. He's always says, Tone's the funny one. Tone's the best at everything. So he was the one that made me really realize like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah. You know, when I think about the path that you carved for yourself in this comedy game, if I had to describe you in one word, and if I had to describe that path, I would say truth. And
Good word.
yeah, I would say truth because see, you could have easily done this, but you never relied on your last name to get jokes. Like you took the game very, very seriously, and at no point did we see you and say, he trying to be like Chris.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, man, you did your own thing. And so when you hear people, when people hear the name Tony Rock, what is the biggest misconception they have about you?
The biggest misconception? I wouldn't really know what a misconception is about me. I think at this point, I've been doing this for 26 years. Mm-hmm. At this point, if you've seen the work on stage and on TV or on silver screen, I think you know, like, he doesn't rely on his brother.
Right.
So I would say early on, I would agree with what you're saying, is that they saw me and said, oh, Chris Rock's brother wants to be a comic now.
Right.
But now I'm 26 years in, bro. You don't get 26 years by riding coattails. You don't get 26 years by relying on somebody putting you on. You don't get 26 years by just, faking it,
Well, you can get 26 years, but not headlining.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You don't get my stats.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If it's sports, you don't get my stats.
Right.
I'm just hanging out here to, get a check. You don't get 26 years from that.
Yeah.
So, but their misconceptions now, I really don't know what they would be. But early on, that would probably be it.
How easy does it come to you?
People ask me, like, what's your style? I started out sitting on the stoop in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn with my brothers, just entertaining the block, just snapping, ranking, we call it. So that organic nature is always played a part in my stand-up. Right. I just like your sister was at the show last night. She will tell you, I hit the stage 2 seconds in, a guy was coming to a seat, and I'm like, come on, man. I think he was taking a shit. Have a seat, bro. Because it's just organic to me. I have written material. Right. I have written material. I have bits that I write and try to perfect. But at the core, it's me just trying to be funny with my friends. Like, I tell people my show is a conversation with Tony Rock. Yeah. Because I'm just going to have a good time. And you're going to realize he's having such a good time. It's making me have a good time. I'm having so much fun up there that it resonates in the room.
Right. Right. When you look at your career and you think about, let's go back to your 20s.
Yeah.
Like, what did comedy, what did comedy teach you that just your personal life could have never taught you, being in comedy?
Comedy taught me the discipline. My personal life, young kid, you're not in the hood, I'm going with the flow. What y'all doing? All right, bet I'll go. Or what she wants this, okay, bet. You just run around, you're just trying to find your footing in life. You don't know what you want to do at any point. You just go with the flow. But comedy teaches you discipline. You go on stage, if you really want to do it and you love it, and you go on stage like, let me take a chance, you're gonna bomb horribly to start out because you don't know what you're doing. So comedy, the first lesson is, okay, I have to really take this serious. I have to be focused. I have to be disciplined to get any type of progress going, or to get better, to try to perfect this craft. There's so much to learn. First step, discipline.
Yeah, discipline. Yeah. So a lot of comics today, the comics from, that's been around for a minute, they got a problem with what's going on today with these comedians who
With the
are
internet guys.
who are
Yeah.
doing it from the internet and then coming in and they selling out and they've never done stand up.
Right.
But you came through the trenches where, you had to, you made your bones at the comedy spots, getting up on the stage when
Yep.
you're not even supposed to be there that night, but there's a crowd and you want to try something new, or you get up there and you're getting $30 a night or whatever.
Shit, 30. I get 5.
I went too
lucky.
high.
I get
$5.
lucky to get 5. I used to do spots and they would pay
What's
you.
the lowest amount, actually money, that you ever gotten?
I think my first spot I got paid $3.
Hell no.
I used to do spots in New York. This was when the clubs used to go to like 3, 4 in the morning. So I would do a 2:45, a 3:45 spot, and they didn't even pay you. They would let you get an order of food from the kitchen. So I would do a set and get 6 chicken wings.
So you joking for wings?
Yeah. Sometimes I got a double order. Hey man, let me get 12 wings. But you love it so much, it's like, hey man, you don't look at it like
That's true.
You
gotta love it.
You should never look at it like, where you are right now is where you're gonna be. This is just this is temporary, bro. I'm getting paid in 6 and 12 wings. Next week I might be on the doing a $3 spot.
Right.
The week after that I might be doing a $10 spot. So I never was stuck in thinking about the moment I was in. I always enjoyed the moment I was in, but I never thought I was stuck in that moment.
So somebody paid you like $3 bills.
3 single dollar bills, yes. Did a 5-minute set. Okay. Sign here. You got to sign for your $3.
What year was this, man? What's this, the 50s?
90, 99, 2000. Yeah. This was,
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
98. Yeah.
What club was it?
Comic strip. I probably did the $3 spot.
Where is that?
82nd and 2nd, Manhattan.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't pay $3 now. You probably get 6.
I'm sure you played Caroline's, right?
Of course.
Yeah. And how is it playing Caroline's?
Caroline's was an amazing experience for me because I used to do Caroline's when I was Tracy Morgan's opening act. So it'd be sold out, it'd be packed, it'd be everybody from the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island. They came to see Tracy.
Yeah.
And this young kid comes up and has a great set, and everybody's like, yo, shorty nice, man.
Yeah.
Yo, this dude nice. And then everybody knew Tracy, so shows up and like, yo, Tracy, yo, your man nice with it, man. So I was like,
yeah,
Tracy's little dude.
Man, like being a longtime fan of yours, man, and I know that I can speak for a lot of your fans, probably everybody, really. It really irks the hell out of me that you don't get more major opportunities. You get a lot of opportunities, but I'm talking about major opportunities, like, and I'm talking about mainly like film. Like you are a fucking leading actor, bro. Like
Thank
you
you,
know
brother.
how to act. You're very good. You're disciplined. People like you. Like, what the fuck is the problem, Black? Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's just the opportunities, man. It's just, this just the nature of the business. I'm not the only guy that you probably would say that about.
No, that's
there's
true.
There's another guy that's talented and people like him, and and this guy's talented and people like. So it's just, it's opportunities, it's timing, it's all God's timing.
Yeah, because I think Bernie Mac got his break on sitcom. I think Bernie wasn't Bernie in his 40s?
Late 40s.
Late 40s, yeah. And then, Bernie made the most of that time.
What's the saying? It takes 30 years to be overnight success?
Yeah.
Earthquake's a great example of that.
Yeah.
Earthquake been doing stand-up since we can remember, right?
Yeah.
He's just starting to get, he did the special, and he's just starting to be looked at in that light now. Like, Earthquake's a superstar.
Right.
But we knew that for 20 years.
Right.
So it's just all time. That's why I discipline. You got to stay disciplined. Just keep working. Don't worry about don't look in the next lane. Run your race.
Yeah.
If you look over here, somebody's running past you over here. Just stay in your lane, keep going.
But it takes about an average of 20, 25 years for a comedian to hit that plateau where everybody say, yeah, he's on the top of the mountain now. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you straight up, going in, bro, like I was too broke to take that long. I'd be like, man, how long again? Shit, what else, man? Give me that package. Nah,
I was broke. I was broke.
Yeah.
Listen, I was broke, and my mother I was living at home, and my mother decided to move back to South Carolina.
Yeah.
So she's like, you coming with me? And I was like, nah, I'm not going to South Carolina. I'm gonna stay in New York. So I was, y'all, they're gonna think I'm capping. I was mattress on the floor, clothes in a pile against the wall, like trying to make it.
But you were never homeless.
I was never homeless. No.
Well, yeah.
Never homeless. But I was 4 walls away from being homeless.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay. Like, again, I never, I guess that's like a superpower I have. I think a lot of people that are, want to be that are artistic, music or entertainment or comedy, you can never really just wallow in where you are at the moment. Once you like are resigned to the fact that that's where you at, I think that's where you stay. So I was like, yeah, my mattress is on the floor, my clothes in a pile over here, but I got to go do the show tonight. So I got no time to think about this.
Right.
And I was focused on that. And then I would have good shows and then start making money. And okay, now I'll get a dresser for the clothes to go in. Never wallowed in where I was, Okay, got to do these shows, man. Got to write these jokes, get on stage. Okay, I'll now get a bed frame. So I'm seeing the results of my hard work, And it's like, okay, money's coming in. Hey, you know what? I can actually get another apartment, get a bigger apartment. So it's always been predicated on the work. It's always been the work will get what I need to survive,
And when did you get that work that you said, okay, looks like this is going to work out? I'm talking about like once you finally got, not that just one little lick, but I'm talking about where you saw the money and you said, okay, now it looks like that I'm going to be all right, because this comedy thing ain't easy, man. It ain't easy at all.
Right. So it's levels. It's levels of, like, people say, what's your big break? It's levels of big break.
Right.
There's big breaks at every level. So first I became a paid regular at the comedy clubs, at every comedy club in New York. At the time, it might've been 12 comedy clubs in New York. And I was a paid regular at every one of them. So I could walk in, like you just said, walk in one night, like, hey, I just want to try this new stuff. Go up, you're a regular, Or I was on the schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at this club. In this club, I was on the schedule Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. At this club. So when I started making enough money in a weekend to pay my rent, that was the first big break of this is going to work. I would work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and have enough money to pay my rent. So that was, boom, rent's good. So then the rest of the money was, that's when you had to send out tapes to comedy clubs. You tape a set and send it to a comedy club in Jersey or Philadelphia or, Connecticut, because you couldn't go far. You didn't have a car, but if you could get there, I could come and do a show. And I started getting booked out of state. And then that money started coming in. And it was like, okay, this is going to work, So that was another big break. So it's always been trying to step it up to the next level. Then I started working comedy clubs out of state. Hey, this weekend I'm in Baltimore. This weekend I'm in DC. This weekend I'm here. This was all just on my grind. Mm-hmm. Then you get an agent. And your agent's like, hey, I'm in with every comedy club in the country. And you start getting booked. First you go Chitlin Circuit, of course. I'm doing Mobile, Alabama. I'm doing Macon, Georgia. And it's like, I'm a city kid in Macon, Georgia. Now you're literally starting all over again because they don't know you and they don't know your material. I'm in Macon, Georgia. Like, man, you ever been on the subway and the dude on the subway, the homeless guy come on the subway? Like, you don't know what you're talking about, boy. So now you got to write worldly. You got to be more worldly. Right. It changes the material. It changes it changes your focus, because now it's like, okay, I got to write for the country now, not just for Brooklyn and Queens. So it's all levels to, but every time there's a payoff, this is going to work. Mm-hmm. Payoff, this is going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the right attitude to have, man. That's the right attitude to have. But I want to circle back to what we was talking about with the internet comics. Yeah. But I won't call it, I think it's
social media comics, yeah. Internet comics. Yeah.
But the guys who made their bones through the internet first,
right?
Because some guys started on the internet and they've been transitioning and they're doing stand-up now and they're coming along.
Right.
I haven't seen the knock 'em out the park yet from the internet guy,
right.
But most guys, they start. What I have seen, though, is some guys start off on the circuit, they're doing stand-up, and then they figure out a way to strike that balance on the internet. Mm-hmm. And then they get back out there and they're even bigger now because they've been able to work the social media side. and I know that you're on social media too, but are you resentful at all that you have to use
No,
social
no,
media?
no. It's another lane.
Okay.
It's when comics before me started, it was one single lane to drive in. It was a single lane. Then I got in, and there might have been 3 lanes. Social media now it's a highway.
It's wide open.
But it's all lanes that are viable and income producing.
Yeah.
So why would you be mad that they opened another lane to make money? You know? So yeah, they started over there and I started over here. And I didn't think I should even play in that space in the beginning. You know, I was in my own head like, nah, that's for them. They do that stuff. I don't.
Right.
But then, okay, it's viable. It gets numbers. It puts asses in seats. It's financially advantageous. So somebody fell. It's financially advantageous, right? Yeah. So okay, I might have been a little closed-minded because this is how I started. And the guys before me are like, no, we don't do that because this is how we started. But then you got to look at it like, okay, that's what they're doing. That works for them. You can do that, but don't do what they're doing. Do what works for you in that lane.
Right.
So I don't want to do skits and, funny videos. That's not for Tony Rock.
Right.
That's for that guy. But what can Tony Rock do in this space that doesn't make Tony Rock seem like he's selling himself out or that's not who he is?
Yeah. So
So I just put clips. I'll do stand-up. Something funny will happen in the room organically. I'll cut a clip and put it up. And people are like, my 4th post on TikTok got like 2.1 million views. My 4th post. Okay, so now this is something that's advantageous for me. It puts asses in the seats. But I am a purist when it comes to stand-up. I'm a purist. I'm a traditionalist. I write, I perfect, I go on stage. But this is another lane for me. Let's play in it.
yeah. Have you ever wrote for any shows?
TV shows?
Yeah,
The only TV show I ever wrote for was the Chris Rock show on HBO.
Yeah.
He handed me a gig. He was like, I got a show, come and write some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Chris, you've been pretty open about your strained relationship with Chris.
Yeah. Much better now, by the way.
But when the Academy Awards slap thing happened, you rushed to his defense.
Yeah.
Was that about brotherhood principle or drawing the line that family issues does not translate to public disrespect?
Man, we could talk about this for a long time. Okay, so you're a sibling. You do realize that you can have arguments with your siblings. That don't change the love one bit.
Right.
Right? You could be like, we didn't talk in a year. That don't change the love one bit.
Right.
So I have in very many interviews said to people, yeah, I was at a point in my life when I was like, I'm not asking that nigga for nothing. In my youth, I had asked my brother, and I said this in several interviews, I had asked him for 5 favors. Not all in a row, but like, I remember 5 things that I had asked for, and he said no to all of them. And I said to myself, I'm never asking him for nothing again. I might have been 16 when I said that. 17, right? I'm a grown-ass man now. So yes, I said it in interviews and everybody ran with it. Oh, he hates his brother. His brother said no 5 times. I might have said, hey, drive me downtown Brooklyn. He was like, I'm busy, take the train.
Yeah.
Man, that's a favor he didn't do. So it wasn't that serious to begin with.
Okay.
People just like to sensationalize and clickbait Tony hates his brother, which they're gonna do with this, but that's number one.
That's why we're here to get an understanding.
Yeah, so that's number
they
one.
They ain't gonna do that.
That's number one.
To get an understanding.
That's number one. Number 2, as far as the Academy Awards, my brothers are my fucking best friends forever, to the day I die. People say, yo, that's my day one. They'll say, like, that's my day one. My day ones are my brothers.
Day one.
My day one, my brothers are before day one, because they was here before me.
Right.
I came in after them. So my older brothers were before day one. You know what I'm saying? So of course there's that loyalty. There's we rock boys. We the rock brothers.
Right.
We ride together. We ride together. You know what I'm saying? The slap was, okay, I was defending comedy because a comic should be able to make a joke at an award show. So it was weird that people thought, oh, he shouldn't say that. There was 10 other people came out and said funny things about other people in the room before my brother came out. So why was his such a, oh my God, that's so offensive? Why was that? That was weird. So I was defending comics' ability and right to say whatever they want to say. Of course I was defending my brother. Of course. I will always defend my brother. Whether we on good terms, bad terms, whatever, that's my brother. It was shocking to me. It was shocking to me. It's still shocking to me how many people don't have siblings that didn't realize that immediately. My social media was like, yo, he's foul for that, and you can't say that. You don't have a brother? You don't know what it's like to defend your brother or your sister? This is what you're supposed to do. Right or wrong, you defend your brother. If they're wrong, you defend them, and then later on, you check them. I'm going to take your back regardless, and then afterwards, I'll go pull you to the side. Listen, you could have handled that differently, but I'm not going to do that in public. I'm going to pull you to the side and talk to you. Just like my brother would do with me. If I was wrong, okay, I'm coming to his defense, but then later, let me talk to you, man. You shouldn't have did that. I said something before, me and you talked about it before. I said something about another comic on an interview, and everybody went crazy about it. And my brother was the first person to call me. Like, if you got beef with that man, okay, I understand. But you don't do that in that space. You don't say stuff like that in that space. Of course I'm on your side. I'm riding with you. But you could have handled that differently. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Looking back on it, you're right. I should have handled it differently.
Yeah. Yeah. When you look at the comments that you made about Will Smith, you and Will had some type of relationship.
We were friends. It wasn't some type of relationship.
Yeah, because I seen y'all worked together a few times.
I worked for him.
Yeah.
He put me in a movie. He put me on a TV show, and then he put me in a movie. My scenes got cut. Yeah, I had 3 scenes in Hitch. They got cut.
Okay.
But he gave me that. He handed me that shit. Like, I was on tour in Florida. Literally, I was on tour in Florida. He called me, yo, can you be in New York tomorrow morning? I did my show that night, jumped on the first flight to New York, met with the director. We did some scenes together. Will and I read together the scenes. The director was like, how do you guys have so much chemistry? And Will's like, oh, he's on the show that I EP and we work together all the time.
Was that all of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the director was like, man, you guys, chemistry is off the chart. And I jumped on a plane and flew back to Miami, did my shows that night. And he called me like, yeah, you got it. And came to New York and shot. And I shot a scene with Will and Heavy D, may he rest in peace. And we shot on 14th Street, at the bowling alley on 14th Street. And super funny scene. And then we shot another scene at a club like that night. I had 2 scenes at the club. And was like, yo, thank you so much for the opportunity. Took off, came to LA for the premiere of the movie, on the red carpet. And he was like, oh shit, I forgot to tell you, they cut your scenes. So I'm sitting there with my boys. And they
you sitting there, so you find out that your scenes are cut while you're at the premiere?
At the red carpet, yes. And my boys, I tell this joke, I tell the story on stage. I'm with my boys that I flew to LA who've never been to LA before. They sitting there, my hood dudes. That's like, yo, son, that's fucking, celebrities. Yo, that's Shorty from the video. Yo, yo, chill. Just be cool.
Yeah.
And I already know that my scenes are cut, but I don't want to ruin their night. So I sit there and watch the whole movie with them. And they're like 10 minutes in, like, yo, where you at? Like, just enjoy it, man. Enjoy the movie. 20 minutes in, nigga, where you at? Like, 45 minutes in, yo, son, an hour and a half, credits rolling. Nigga, did I miss you? I'm like, yo.
When did Will tell you that your scenes
on
were
the
cut?
red carpet. I went and said, what's up? And he was like,
Will.
He said, oh shit, I forgot to tell you they cut your scenes. But my boys had a great night. And then one of them, the joke was, the credits was rolling. And my man Keith said, oh, I see you. You the nigga at the side pulling the credits. You the nigga pulling And I told him I didn't want to ruin y'all day. I wanted y'all to have a great day. So I didn't want y'all to be like sad that I'm not in the movie. So I didn't tell y'all. But I got paid, shot a movie. That's to give you an insight on the relationship. We had a real relationship. But again, nothing trumps brotherhood.
Yeah.
But people say that all the time, yo, that man put money in your pocket. Nothing trumps brotherhood. We got the same blood.
But before you made your comments about Will, though, did you have any trepidation about maybe measuring your words or anything? Or you said, this motherfucker takes my brother, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn how I go down.
I fly off the handle, man. You fuck with my siblings, man. I didn't think at all.
It was like that.
No thought.
Yeah.
No thought.
Yeah.
Then when, Gayle King called me the next day. Gayle King. And I was like, maybe I really said some harsh shit because I don't even know how she got my number. Mm-hmm. I was like, what did I say? So I'd do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you haven't spoken to Will.
I have not.
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah. Did him and Chris bury the hatchet?
I don't know. I don't know. I know he said they spoke. When he first said they spoke, I knew that they hadn't. So that made me mad too. Because he was on, doing the press junket saying like, yeah, we patched things up. And I knew that they hadn't spoken. So that made me mad again. Like, this nigga's lying. But as of today, I don't know.
Yeah. What Chris say after you made those comments?
He knew. So I called him, Oscar Knight, I called him. And his assistant answered the phone and was like, yo, he knew he was going to call. And I was in LA. So I was like, yo, where y'all at? I'm pulling up. And he's like, nah, please, you're going to make it worse, man. Like, Chris said, tell Tone to just be cool. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm pulling up. Tell me where y'all at. And then my brother had to call, like, yo, I'm good. Chill. I know you hot. We'll talk later. Like, I know. Just be cool. I'm good. So like he said on the special, it was like, yo, my parents told me don't fight in front of white people. So he took the high road. He took the high road and got a lot of props from a lot of people. Like, yo, the way he handled it was so graceful and so respectful and all. I don't know I could have done that. Yeah.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I didn't like when he said, my parents said, don't fight in front of white people. Because I don't respect white people more than I respect my own people. I look at it like we should care more about what we think of each other first.
I agree.
Than anybody else.
I think the joke in that was like
behavior.
I think the joke in that was like, don't fuck the money up. Like, okay, don't fight at the award show and fuck the money up. I think that might have been the underlying joke in it. I agree with what you're saying though. I care more about what my people think, of course.
Yeah. So when you was doing All of Us,
yes,
I really thought, I was like, yeah, he finna get him. Like I was like, okay, you about to fucking, tear it up now, and it didn't happen. And so what was going on in your mind? Because I know you putting in the work, you showing up.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Tony Rock. And I know comedy, bro. I know a lot of comedians. And I'm really closer to comedy than most people would ever imagine.
Right.
So I've never heard anybody badmouth you, say anything, say you was in it on some slick shit or nothing, Like, so what was going on in your mind, at that time?
All of Us was on and All of Us was hot. And I literally was like, yo, this is going to be so good for my comedy. Yeah. Like, I'm going to be able to tour and do bigger venues. And that's what it was. Whenever we weren't filming, we were on, I think we shot 3 weeks in a row and then we were off a week. And that week off, I was always booked. I told my agents like, yo, that week off, I should be somewhere. So my till was, that fucking money was coming in crazy. You know what I'm saying?
But I guess as a fan, it's like we appreciate the stand up,
right?
But it's like we want to see you in movies, man.
I get what you're saying.
We want to see you in movies,
but as the comic first, I'm first and foremost.
That's right.
Comedy affords the opportunity to do everything else. So I got on TV. I literally got the show because I did a set in LA, and the casting director was in the room.
Yeah.
And I didn't know her. And I get off stage, and Chris Spencer, you know Chris Spencer?
Yeah.
He comes up to me like, hey man, you know Monica Swan? I'm like, nah. It's like, Monica Swan, the casting director, she wants to meet you. And I go downstairs and she's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Are you auditioning? What are you? And I was in LA just trying to, I wasn't living in LA. I was just there trying to make things happen, like taking meetings and meeting with people. And she says, I think I got a show you should audition for. And she sent me the sides. And I went back home and worked with my acting teacher. My acting teacher in New York. I flew home and she read that shit and was like, this is you. This character is you.
Yeah.
So I see you how you act in class. This is you. And we worked it for a little bit and she was like, go back, go get him, knock him dead. And I flew back to LA, boom, got it.
Hey, the funniest episode, man, it had to be like when you came in there with that damn golf outfit on.
We had a lot of fun doing that show.
That is exactly how dudes do, man. When they get into a new sport, man, they take it too far.
Yes. We had a lot of fun doing that show, man. I had old episodes I let my son see, and my son's 5 years old. He'll watch it like, Dad, you on TV? I'm like, let him watch old episodes. We had a good time doing that, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, I thought this is gonna be so good for my stand-up. And of course I was like open to, I still am. I was like, maybe some movies will come from this, or maybe another TV show. But ultimately it was like, I can do more stand-up.
Yeah.
I can tour the whole year if I want to, So whenever we would rap for the season, I was going the next day. I was on a plane the next day.
Yeah, you in now.
Yeah.
You baked in now.
Every comedy club was like, we want
Yeah,
them.
you baked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I think about that. Maybe my scope was a little too small. Maybe my vision was like, I should have been thinking not just I can go to every comedy club. Maybe I should have been thinking, let's write a movie. Let's do it, But I was like, I can do stand-up.
Yeah. Yes, stand up. Stand up. Man, what's it like being Tony Rock?
It's not a bad day, bro. It's not bad. It's not bad. I love stand-up. I have a lot of credibility with my peers, like you said earlier. I got a lot of respect in the game. At this point, I can work when I want to work. So that's, you work really, really hard and take gigs that you don't want to take in cities you don't want to go to get to the point where you can say, I'll take a month off, and write some new stuff, or I'll take my kid on vacation. And it's a sweet spot to be in. I can work when I want to work. I love it just as much as I did from that first day. I remember being in the trenches, and I still appreciate that. But the space I'm in now is a great space to be in. And I have other, comics that want to work with me, so that's cool. It's not bad being Tony Rock, man.
Yeah.
It's not bad being Tony Rock.
Man, you did this bit, man. What was it called? Reverse psychology, I think, where you was talking about the
nigga dial.
The
nigga dial.
The N-word dial.
Yeah.
I don't like to say.
Okay, yeah.
But the N-word.
We go somewhere, we assess our surrounding, and we set our nigga accordingly. Yeah.
Man, that is comedy genius.
Thank you, brother.
That is comedy genius. See, I look for nuggets like that. I look for cats and like, can they do this type of thing?
Yeah.
Like, but you got many of them. That's just one of them, right? But even when you're talking about what was that? You're talking about the old black man, and how
never get too high, never get too low.
Yeah, that's true, bro.
Yeah, because we all know that guy.
Yeah.
So a lot of the material comes from just me being outside. Like I saw that guy every day walking down the street. I can't call it was, how you doing, Mr. Jenkins? I can't call it. Like,
yeah.
Just, in between heaven and earth, it ain't under no dirt. Like real things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all of that stuff on the special too. I truly believe my special, because I don't think a lot of people saw it. I think later on, people are going to come back to it and realize like, damn, this was really good.
Yeah.
I think my special is, in hip hop terms, my reasonable doubt. Mm-hmm. People are going to come back to it later and say, holy shit, this was really good.
Yeah. Do you ever catch yourself in the groove, like when you're on the stage and you hitting them, you're hitting on all cylinders, and you say, I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yo, that's so funny you said that, because last night something happened in the room. Somebody said something and I said something back and the room exploded. And when the comics in that groove, because they'll remove the mic, I put the mic down and just stood there like. Yeah. And I was like, man, I'm really in the groove right now. Like I'm in a zone. Like in sports, I was in a zone last night. Yeah. And I felt it, I acknowledged it, and I like put the mic down and just stood there like looking at the room like, yeah, this is it. This is really, I'm at my height right now. Yeah. Yeah. Man, talk about my rock. Diabetes Foundation. Oh man, thank you for asking. My father had diabetes. I remember my whole childhood, him like, I can't eat that, like get us a birthday cake. Dad, have some cake. Nah, I can't. I remember him, watching what he ate, and he had an ulcer that burst. And when he went to the hospital, the ulcer conflicted with the diabetes conflicted with the ulcer, something happened, and he went in the hospital. I remember him going in the hospital. They put him on the gurney to take him in, and he said like, I'll be out in a few days. And I was like, I know. I literally was like, I know, because I didn't think that like nothing could happen to my pops. Like the strongest man I ever saw in my life. Like, man, he'll be out. And when they was like, he didn't make it, it was wow. So. And how old are you at this time? 17, 18. Yeah. Still got lessons to learn. So many lessons. That didn't know shit. Look back at when I was 25, look back at that 18-year-old kid like he didn't know shit. Then I got 35, like that 25-year-old kid didn't know shit. And that's what it is. And I realized like that's what life is. The older you get, you look back like, man, I didn't know. But you can't fault yourself for what you didn't know when you didn't know it. But now that you know that, you have to learn as much as you can so you will know next time. But yeah, 17, 18, I was depressed for 5 years. My brothers, they still tell me stories to this day. Remember the time we was at, and I'm like, I was there? And they're like, yeah, it was like, remember we was doing this? And I'm like, nah, what, I'm like, was it, what year? I was like 2 years after Dad passed. Wasn't there, bro. I wasn't there.
Now that's interesting because comedians usually have very good memory.
Yeah, I do. I have elephant memory, but that, I was gone. I was super sad, man. I was still functioning. I was moving around like a human being and going to work like I had to, and trying to do what I had to do, but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was at work. I remember when I was at work once. I worked at the museum at the time, and a girl was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Why you say that? You just look different." And I said to myself in my head, like, I am different. Like, I'll never be the same again. I'm different. But she saw it, like, looked at me and was like, "Something's you're not there." That was bad. But so to answer your question, so my sister and I started the Mad Rock Foundation to educate people about diabetes. It's just we just want to give people more information. If you know better, you can do better. It's not the end of the world. You can live a long life with diabetes. You have to just change your diet a little bit, work out a little bit. If you know more, we just trying to provide you with the information to help you, live with this disease.
Yeah. Do y'all have a what do you call those 5K runs and stuff like that?
We didn't do it this January, but we usually do the New Year, like New You. We have a bunch of personal trainers donate their time. We have dietitians there. We have speakers come out and talk about, people we have celebrities that have diabetes come out and talk about it. So it's really, really cool thing we did. We had Olden Polynice, NBA player.
Yeah.
He came out and gave a basketball workshop, how to work out, playing basketball. We had some of the big social media fitness trainers in LA come out and donate their time. Everybody donates. There's nothing, no monetary, reward for it. You just donate your time. And then we help people try to keep that going into their year.
How difficult is it to get monetary donations though, especially from our people who are affected by diabetes the most? We're affected. Black people are affected by diabetes disproportionately.
Absolutely.
So we got more skin in the game.
Right.
So it would appear to me that Black people should be on the front line saying, whatever, like.
No, we don't get a lot of that.
We don't do that.
We get a lot of, I'll donate my time.
Yeah.
And we're grateful for that. We're grateful for what we can get.
Right.
To ask a person to give their time is very valuable.
That's
people don't
true.
have a lot of time to give. So, and time is something you can't get back. I realize that. So to donate your time, we'll take it. We'll take it. If you want to put some money in, fine. But we just ask for your time first.
But here's the thing. So we need that money though. See
I
what I'm
get it.
saying?
I
You
get
gotta
it.
have that money because see these other organizations, they don't have a problem getting the money.
Right.
They something I realized is that I was just talking to my cousin's wife about this yesterday. I noticed that we have a tough time donating monetarily.
Right.
It don't matter if we're millionaires or billionaires. We are very hesitant about donating to Black organizations. And so are other people, non-Black people who typically will stroke the check in a heartbeat for the American Cancer Society or American Heart Society or this or that or Red Cross or whatever. They stroke the check like chunk, chunk, chunk.
I think those other people, sorry to cut you off, I think those other people don't trust the Black organization with the dollar.
That's what I was saying.
They're
that's what I said.
They literally look
That's
at
what I
giving to a
said.
Black organization like giving to a Black man, like on the street. Like, what are you gonna do with this money, man?
It's twofold. It's one, they don't trust, they think they don't trust that you're gonna manage the money right.
Right.
And the second part is they really don't fuck with us like that.
Right. No, that's the first part. That's the first part is I don't really fuck with you niggas anyway.
Right.
The second part is I don't trust you're gonna manage this money correctly. I
That's
get that.
cold-blooded, bro.
And guess what? Black people look at it the same way. Black people like,
That's
You know,
cold-blooded.
how many times we done saw didn't they say they did it with the Black Lives Matter movement? The founders took the money and bought houses and stuff like that. And they're gonna put that front page news. So the next organization that comes along and is really working and making the money, make sure the money goes where it belongs, they're gonna think that's the same thing they said with Black Lives Matter movement.
But here's the thing, Tony, like all of these organizations, damn near all of them, I ain't gonna say all, but damn near all of the organizations, especially the big ones, they all steal. They all got thieves.
Yeah.
They all got thieves.
I heard that the Red Cross only donate like 10% of the money they get to
they all do it. The thing is that when you're black, you're under the microscope, and so you're gonna get exposed if you do it.
This is true.
You're gonna get exposed, just like most politicians steal. Most politicians use funds inappropriately.
Right.
Most of them.
I agree.
Okay? But if you're black, you're going to get exposed.
You know why? Because they didn't want you there to begin with.
Exactly.
They're like, why is this black person playing in our space?
Right.
So if he does anything wrong, let's get him.
They're going to get
They
you.
didn't want you there to begin with.
Right.
If Obama would have did some shady shit, we would all know about it. Because nigga, we didn't want you here to begin with.
Right.
That's why he had to walk. I don't know. That motherfucker.
Obama could have never had a wife.
He couldn't have had Trump's.
Took off the club.
If he had Trump's fucking
if he had
resume.
if he had his dating resume.
Never.
3 wives, baby mamas, and over here.
Didn't rent to black people and all that stuff. Bro, it would have never.
Man, come on, bro. Yeah.
That motherfucker had to quit smoking to run for president.
Huh.
He smoked cigarettes.
And wore a tan suit and it damn near started World War III.
He had this, like, a black man would have been like in front of the White House like this. Nah. He had to quit smoking, which is a horrible thing to do to begin with. But he was like, it's all image, bro. You can't do that.
And imagine him cussing the way Trump cuss. Like in the Senate and disrespecting people the way that he does, and especially women.
But
the
that
way he
shows
targets women.
That shows you have to work. Like my dad used to always say, you got to work 3 times harder than the white man.
Yeah.
You got to work every time. I was on a plane. Got on a plane, and it was 2 black pilots, black pilot and co-pilot. I never slept so good on a plane in my life.
Yeah.
You know why I know? Because I know they made that nigga fly through tornadoes to get that job. They made him fly into a volcano, out of a volcano, fly into a tornado, fly into a hurricane, fly underwater, back out just to get that job. So I was like this. I know we good. I sat back like this.
Right.
Because I know they put that motherfucker through the ringer to get that job.
See, we think alike, bro. We think alike.
And they look at it like, black pilot, I hope we get there safely.
Yeah.
This nigga's the best in the world.
That's right. I think the same way when
you got to be the best in the world to get that job. When
I hire black professionals, I think the same way because whether it be my dentist, my family doctor, whoever, like lawyers, well, my lawyers depends on who knows my lawyer, right? Depends on what specific case it is. But I am quicker to hire black professionals because I know that they earned it. I know that they didn't want them to be there, and before they can even get in, they already being blackballed. They don't even want them in the first place.
Right, but not only did they not want you there in the first place, they're gonna do everything in their power to get you out of there.
Yeah, to keep you out.
My dentist graduated from Georgetown University. He said in his whole graduating class, he was one of like 4 black people, and the graduating class was hundreds.
Right.
So I'm like, this is the guy.
Well. My former dentist, she went to school and got her degree and everything. Her dad saved his money and bought her a practice, gave her the money to buy the practice. She went, and I'm gonna call him out, to City Center. You probably living in City Center while you're out here, but City Center, this ritzy area of Houston. She had a practice in City Center, and they would do things like ticket her customers when they would park in the parking lot, which they was not supposed to do because she's supposed to have a certain amount of parking spaces for her clients. And then they were supposed to like give her a promotional ad space, like in the elevators and stuff like that. They never did that. And they would just harass her about every little thing, and she was the best dentist. Her bedside manners was like excellent. She, I mean, the office was like immaculate. The every person that worked for her
Yeah.
were like really, really professional. I mean, it was top tier. Think of any of the best dentist offices you've ever been in, and she's right there with them. But they ran her out of business, bro. They
Really?
they literally forced her out of business. They forced her out of, they squeezed her, you know. But that's how, sometimes they'll let you in, you know, just to make a quota, and then
Of course.
and then they put you on they put you on that countdown clock to get out.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
Yeah.
But you know what's unfortunate? It's like everything you're saying about her, like, why don't we have that in the hood then? Why don't you take that business and put it in the hood, in the neighborhood, and have that bedside manner and attentive, you know, people working there? Why don't we have that in our neighborhood?
Well, I think when you start talking about putting that type of practice in a neighborhood, it depends on what kind of practice you want. Some doctors, some dentists is cool being in the hood and having to deal with the riffraff that you're gonna come across in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it a buck. If you're in the hood, there's gonna be some people, depending on well, if you're in the hood, you're gonna hear gunshots. Okay, let's keep it a buck. You're gonna hear gunshots. There's gonna be disrespect you're gonna have to deal with from the police officers and stuff that come through there, because they're gonna judge everybody on the same level. You're probably gonna get your building broken into, because you ain't gonna have, you're not gonna have security parked in the parking lot. You know, they're not gonna be patrolling 24 hours a day, even when you're not there. You know, so there's a lot that come with putting a practice
I get it.
in the hood. And so I can respect that, but there is not more black businesses in the hood because they don't want to be there. They're scared. They don't want to be around their people. It's just that these politicians and these politicians, they structuralize things to be that way, because they make sure that they don't put funding towards the hood. They make sure that they don't fix the streets, don't repair the lights, and don't pick up trash, right? Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. Like, I'm not going to a dentist's office that's got trash in front of the damn place. I'm not going there. I'm just not going. I don't give a damn where it's at. You can put it on the moon. I'm not going there. I got options, you know? So I think that's one of the biggest things that we have to deal with. Our politicians, they purposely neglect the hood. They purposely neglect the hood, and law enforcement purposely prey on the hood.
Yeah.
And so it's a tall task to ask someone to put their life investment into the hood until they actually start supporting the hood, which is where you see gentrification comes in. Yeah. So now you will see black people
we'll
circling
support
back.
it, and then we're gonna take it.
Yeah. You know, so the only way that they're gonna support is that they can raise taxes and gentrify, and then they say, okay, now we need to protect this side of the hood. We ain't on that side of the freeway, or on that side of the tracks, we ain't worried about it. But on this side, we're gonna make sure that people feel safe.
Yeah.
And so you got to make people feel safe when you got, you know, when you have options, you know, when people all over the world, most people live in the ghetto. Let me put it like this. All over the world, most people are going to buy the best home that they can afford.
Yes.
They're going to buy into the best neighborhood that their money can afford. It ain't about trying to live around white folks or nothing. It's about trying to buy the best home, buy the best neighborhood, and raise your children in a safe neighborhood, a safe environment. And you want to be in a safe environment too, right? I remember not buying my mom a Cadillac because I was afraid that I was gonna have to kill somebody who tried to take it. Because my mama still wanted to live in the neighborhood. She wanted, you know, I was afraid to buy a new car, and I was like, if I buy this woman this new car, and one of these fools try to take it, I'm gonna hurt
Let
somebody.
me tell you a story. So my mother moved to South Carolina. She got a nice spot in South Carolina. Now she has grandchildren, so she's like, I'm in South Carolina, the grandbaby's in New York. I want to move back to New York. So we taking her back to New York. We gotta get a house in New York. We in Brooklyn. We're gonna get a house in Brooklyn. We go see the house in Brooklyn, super nice brownstone, right in the neighborhood where we grew up at, but it's gentrified now, so it's very different. And we walk in, go see the house, it's beautiful. We walk out, and my brother Chris is in the front yard, and some dude walks past, and he got like shorts on and maybe a wife beater, and he goes, "Oh man, what's up, Chris Rock? Yo, what's up, bruh?" And my brother says to my mother after the dude walks away, "Yeah, we're not getting this house." And my mother's like, "No, I love this house." He goes, "Nah, we're not getting this house, because that'll be the nigga that kills you."
Yeah.
Once he sees Chris rocking in the front yard and you start living here, wait a minute, he gonna make connection, he's breaking in.
Yeah.
That's not the house.
Yeah.
We want to live around our people. Don't get me wrong. We want to live around our people. Like my pops used to say, it's not that I don't want to live around niggas. I want to live around a better class of niggas.
Black people. Want to live
go.
around black people. Yeah. But all around the world, people, that's what I'm saying. All around the world, people pay for the best neighborhood that their money can buy. Most people who live, if most people, when they first come to the ghetto, the race is on to get out and try to get a better house, a better apartment, a better environment. You try to move into a better environment. The ghettos was never meant for you to move there and kick your feet up.
Well, I think that's part of the problem is like people move there and like, this is just a stop. I'm not staying here. So I don't really care about the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that could be part of the problem. If you lived there and was like, okay, I'm going to make this home, maybe you'll sweep the front yard. Maybe you'll cut the grass and take up some of them, you know, the roots of the trees, the debris and everything. You know, if this is going to be my home. And maybe if the next neighbor said, yeah, I'm going to make this my home too. You start like that.
Yeah, but that has to be, just like there's a concerted effort to gentrify,
There has to be
from that end,
yeah.
it has to be a concerted effort on our behalf
Yeah.
to do our own gentrification.
The street I grew up on.
we can gentrify within our own, but it has to be a concerted effort. It can't be one person trying to do it, because it's not going to work like that.
The street I grew up on in Brooklyn, I remember vividly. If it snowed, my dad would give us a shovel, go outside, shovel the front yard, shovel the neighbor's yard too, shovel the neighbor's yard next to that neighbor, because it was old people. Shovel Mr. Jenkins' yard, shovel Mr. Gilmore's yard. Like we a community.
Yeah.
My mother babysat. My father was like one of the only dads on the block.
Yeah.
So my friends that didn't have a dad, my dad was their dad.
Right.
So my mother babysat their kids while the mothers went to work. So some of my boys that I grew up with, my friends to this day, we was brothers. We was literally like, yo, that's my brother. We was together since we was 3 years old. My mother, I woke up every morning, they was in the house eating cereal with me. We walked to school together. Our block was like that. Our block was the next neighbor, the neighbor could spank you and then take you home and tell your mother she spanked you because what you did, and my mother would spank us, you know?
Yeah.
My mother would spank my friends and tell their mothers, yo, I gave them a spanking because of this. My block was that. I saw that growing up. It's possible.
That's a tribe.
Yeah. It takes a village.
Yeah. 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 So, and so everybody have to kind of like buy into it, right?
Right.
Because you can't have...
That's the problem. We're not all buying in.
You can't have 2 or 3 people buying into it, but the next fool saying, man, this the trap, and we ain't leaving. So y'all over there, I see y'all over there cleaning up. I see y'all over there looking nice and everything, but you know, this the trap right here, man, we ain't going nowhere. Now, everybody got to buy into it. The same thing with, like, let's say the corner store. You know, I love my hood for real, but when I go there and, you know, you pull up, man, you can't take no chance of pulling up at no gas station and you got 4, 5 dudes standing around, you know, looking like they waiting on a lick and looking at you like you food. You know, the same thing with those going back to the dental office. They have clients. Their clients want to be able to stop at a gas station or a grocery store where they feel safe. So you can be the best dentist on the planet.
You can have the best intentions, but
you put that dental office right there, man. Those clients is not coming somewhere where they're going to feel unsafe.
I get
Yeah,
it.
they're going to feel unsafe getting out of the car. Just trying to make it from the car to your door, So, that could present some major issues.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right about that.
But having said that, I wish I had invested in the neighborhood a long time ago, like bought the land.
Yes.
And before they got to it, because I did not see the value, because I didn't think that I would get the support from the city. And I know I would not have gotten this. I would have been sitting on, if I had bought as much land as I wanted to buy that I was looking at early on, buying from the neighborhood.
You had this notion
I
early
could have
on.
sold it up. Yeah, I had it in the early 90s. But I know I would have had a problem getting financing because they would not have invested in that area at that time. They invest when they sit down and they go in that room and they carve out the map and they say, okay, this is the part right here we're about to gentrify. But before we can do that, we're gonna have to raise taxes. This plan goes into motion decades sometimes before they actually push the button on it. So while I was looking at that land, they probably was looking at it too the whole time and thinking, how are we going to get them out of here first? We need this land. How can we get them out? So they start, carving out the map and saying this is what we want. And so now it might be 5 years later that 10 years later they start going up on the taxes, because that you go up on the taxes, and that's how you squeeze out the homeowners, and that's how you squeeze out the landlords. Get them on up out of there, make them sell. Now you got everything. Yeah. And what they do is that they'll divvy that up between the politicians and the business owners, those guys who got the big money. Right. So it might be 5 people, it might be 10 people, it might be 3, but they divvy it up. Okay, now we're gonna, and then all of that eminent domain land, all of that city-owned land, they say, okay, we're gonna sell this back to you for $1 a lot. You know what I'm saying, or $1 an acre, or whatever they want to do. But they do this strategically, and they make sure that we're not in on any of that early success. Yeah. And so once they get in and they start putting up the signs and stuff, now if we want any action, we got to buy it at a premium. Yeah. So this is why it's important for us to vote locally, and it's important for us to be involved in city in our city politics. We got to get involved. Because if we're involved, if we are the city council members, if we are mayor, if we're city comptroller, if we're in those positions, we're commissioners, then we can make sure that we get a piece of that pie.
But I said that earlier, before we started recording. I said, we were talking about something before we started recording, and I said that what the politicians are doing is just they're trying to slow everything down because they know in a few years we're going to be the majority. Right. So I said they're fighting against policies because, what did I say? I said in a few years they know we're going to be the majority, and once we're the majority, everything changes. And you said yes and no.
Yeah, and that no part is about, see, a lot of white people are in fear, like you were saying, they're in fear because they're thinking that they're going to lose that majority. Right now, white folks represent about 61% of the U.S. population. Where, well, they're not, even if they drop below 50%, that does not necessarily mean that they're going to lose any power, because white folks still control the industries, they control corporations, they control the courts, they control law enforcement, they control healthcare. Every major institution in this country, white folks ham.
Right, but I was saying, my point was saying similar to what you're saying. If we have more people, like just by sheer numbers, we're going to be involved in those boardroom. We're going to be involved in those decisions, like you said, about carving the land up and being involved locally and in the city level, right? We're going to be, just because there's more of us.
Yeah, but what white folks have to understand is that being a minority doesn't mean extension. Minority doesn't mean extinction.
Extinction, right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean extinction because we've proven that. We've been a minority forever, and we've proven that. So they'll be all right. They ain't they tripping on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think I think that we can change things. I think there's more opportunity to change things if there's more numbers involved in these things. Like if there's more people in, like you said, they control the courts and law enforcement. So if there's more blacks in law enforcement, more blacks in the courts, more blacks in, you know, government on every level, it has to change at some point, right?
Yeah.
Because now it's like, I'm not going to pass that bill if it's going to affect my people. I'm not going to, if it's all black cops, it's like, okay, maybe police brutality goes down. Yes, no.
Well, that's what happened with the Irish and the Italians in New York. You know that.
Yeah.
You know, when they first came over here, hell, they were outcasts. They was getting pushed around and beat up, and just like black folks was.
Yeah, and then they got involved.
And then they got involved in the civics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They started getting involved in the courts and then in the police. And now, damn near every cop in New York has an Italian name.
Or Irish.
Or Irish name.
That's their legacy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Irish and Italian. But thank God for Tony Rock, man. Thank God for Tony Rock, man. And I know we could easily do a part 2 on.
I'm down, bro.
Yeah.
I'm down. I just got to run.
I know.
I got to get ready for the shows and all that.
But I appreciate you, man.
Always a pleasure, my brother.
Thank you on behalf of everybody, man, that love comedy, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your contributions.
Check out the special. It's called Rock the World. It's on Amazon. New special coming this year. I'm going to shoot probably fourth quarter. Just trying to work, man. I love stand-up like I did the first day.
Absolutely. And go support My Rock Diabetes Foundation. Make sure y'all support that.
Thank you.
No more talk. Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
Oh, man.